again. I hope this tripod doesn't fold up on me. It's not correct right now, guys. It's not politically correct. How y'all doing out there? If you're watching the replay, be sure to hit that thumbs up, smash that like button, all that other good stuff. Look at the specimen I have here, guys. Isn't that a beautiful Carolina Reaper? Look at that. Beauty. All right, and I'm having breakfast late. Breakfast 2.0. I've got a breakfast sandwich here. We're gonna go with the classic Marie Sharps. So let me get this. I gotta get this extra egg off of here before it drips down and falls. Let me get a napkin real quick. Hold on one second. All right, we're back once again in the building. Uncle Bull Cow. Pickles is in the building. What's up? Who else we got out there watching? Look at that Reaper. Heat Cedric. That's right. Andrew's in the house. Look at that. What do you guys think of that nice little Carolina Reaper? Now, why is this thing so gnarly? Is because, and I know that I only put that up because I'm being a wise guy. But the Reaper, I don't think it's ever. So we're going to talk about that. Thank you, Jordan. So he said, Jordan said, the Reaper isn't the hottest pepper anymore. Actually, that's correct. And I don't believe it ever has been. So let's get to the, we're going to enjoy some of this. Let's cut this baby open. Let's look at the placenta. Oh, man, wicked. Wicked looking placenta. It's all placenta. There's hardly any bit of that pepper that is not placenta. Woo! Yes, thank you, Jordan. So anyways, let's talk about, watching from Colorado. Shout out to Colorado. All right, so let's talk about the whole Carolina Reaper 7-pot Primo debate, the debacle. And because a lot of people may not know, they may have not seen the channel that much, or you may be newer to the channel and not know my position on it. My position always in the beginning has been that I don't believe that the Primo and the Reaper at this current time are exactly the same, okay? However, I believe that, through selective breeding, you can get two different kinds of peppers that originally at one point were the same pepper, okay? I'm going to save this half. I'm going to eat it, but I'm going to put that one aside, and I'm going to pimp this breakfast Sammy out. So let me show you how to do this. Put some hot sauce on there. Now you're putting hot sauce on there to get the pepper to stick. And just take a chunk of that Reaper, set it right up on there like that, and then you close it in and you bite into it like a shark. Wow. What's up, Sean? All right. That's a hot one. That goes good with the Marie Sharps, man. Believe it or not. It's a brand new experience here. So is this a 7-pot Primo or is it a Reaper? K-Fed, what's good? Well, could be both. A lot of people in the pepper community believe that the Reaper was simply a 7-pot Primo that was renamed and it was not taken care of. As Troy Primo he wanted a certain look, a certain pheno, and he did selective breeding and things to keep the pepper true. People believe that Ed Curry got the Primo seeds, just grew it, threw it out in fields, and just grew it in the masses and didn't take the care. Now, we know from the yellow Primos that it's hot, and the yellow Reapers and such, that this is more than a possibility because we've seen it happen, right? just reviewed a Yellow Reaper the other day, and it looks much different than some of the other Yellow Reapers out there. So, my first 2 years in the pepper community, I believed Ed Curry created the Carolina Reaper at first. I still to this day say there's a difference in flavor, and it is very minimal. But a Reaper, to me, has a little bit more floral notes to it than a Primo. But they're still very similar. Now, here's the thing. Which one's hotter? In every instance that I've had the two side by side or within a close time frame to each other, I've always found that the 7-pot Primo is hotter than the Carolina Reaper. My personal experience. The powder, definitely. However, and you have to take a look at this. Let's look at David Foy, for instance. David Foy has had a bunch of his Reaper powder that he gets tested. He tested, all the time. Big old chunk of placenta. David's got many of his tests for years. Reaper's coming back at 700,000, 800,000. Yeah, Sean, the Primo does taste better. Seek the heat. What's good? So, anyways, I got some Primo powder from Troy Primo. He gave it to me. When I seen him, straight from the man, and there's a video up, and I had Reaper powder from Puckerbuck. I had my wife do a heat and taste comparison, blind taste test. She had no clue. She said the Primo tasted better and it was hotter. I just wanted that second opinion. And I never was fully sold on the fact that the Reaper was stolen and renamed. But let's be honest, guys. After hearing Ed Curry say that he crosses 100 peppers a year, and he's been doing it for 15 years, you have to think about that. That's 1,500 crosses. And I asked people in all the pepper groups, we did a poll, how many crosses have you had, the pepper in your hand, that Ed Curry has made? The answer is 0. Now, you will have some people say, well, I've had the Carolina Reaper, but is this even his pepper? See what I'm saying? Think about it. Think about all the peppers out there. You're like, how many of those are Ed Curry crosses? Go to his website. Look at his seed collection. How many that you can buy are his? 0. So you have to ask yourself, is he really a pepper breeder? Is he holding 1,500 different peppers that he's never going to release just for the heck of it? I mean, why would he do that? And then when he said the last dab was 2.4 million Scoville unit, the sauce, the pepper was 3 million, 3.1. And people had the sauce tested, and it wasn't true. Ed lost credibility, right? 1,500 pepper cross, we've never seen a single one, except possibly this one, So Ed doesn't have the best credibility in the pepper community. So what a lot of really good growers and people in the pepper community, what they believe is that at one point, this pepper was a 7-pot Primo that was stolen and renamed, and it wasn't taken care of in the same manner as the Primo was, right? It doesn't have the lineage and the genes. And I believe that too at this point. There's no other explanation. I've seen absolutely no proof of Ed documentation that he crossed anything like that. He's a proven liar. Okay. Just like he said in one of his live videos, I never said that. There's videos of him saying it. So he has no credibility. He's profited majorly off the pepper community. Look at that big chunk in there. You know, he has all these products, Pepper X, World Hottest Pepper. I have not tried, but of course some of the gator sauce. One of my favorite sauces. I don't know what pepper it is. I don't care. I love it. It's hot. It's good. A lot of people have been buying these Pepper X salsa, Pepper X table sauce after the Guinness thing. Tons of units sold. And people are like, it don't have any heat, or it's mild. You know? And Curry comes out and says, oh, well, 99.99999% of all people don't want, you know, that kind of heat. You're saying it's the world's hottest pepper, and this is a hot sauce made with it. Those people do want that kind of heat. They're not going to taste. Let me tell you something. If you put a pinch of any pepper powder in a sauce, it's not going to change the flavor. Those sauces, those table sauces, and those salsas. Look at that. Holy mackerel! I'm about to get wrecked. All of those sauces, you could put anything in that small amount in there, and it wouldn't make a difference. And then this lie that 87 to 97% of capsaicin is cooked off when you make a sauce with it. We're going to prove that one wrong too. Wow, I am on fire, man. Some gun is hot. We're going to put that rumor to rest also. Once those test results came back on the experienced last dab, which would mean that 94 or 97% of the capsaicin is cooked off if that pepper really tests that high. To go that route with the lie was the wrong move. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some Carolina Reapers from different growers this year. I'm going to actually pay for them. I'll order some from somebody in, you know, Southwest, somebody in North Carolina maybe. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is this year I'm going to get a bunch of Carolina Reapers, and I'm going to get 3 tests, right? 3 test results from random people that do tests, that have real tests. And what I'm going to do, and I'm imagining that'll be, the test results will be probably around 1 million, no more. And so I'm going to use that as my base, and I'm going to actually take Carolina Reapers. It's all going to be video documented. I'm going to take Carolina Reapers. By the way, I'm burning hard right now. Look at that pepper on there. Oh my God. And I'm going to take and cook them down with 9% vinegar. By Ed Curry and his people's whatever, that mash that I'm going to make with Reapers, 1 million Scoville units, say average, 9% vinegar, by their own claim, that sauce or that mash, after being dehydrated and tested, I'm going to send a piece to a couple of chili heads. It's going to be bitter as hell. It's just going to be dried pepper sauce. By their claim, that dried pepper sauce should only come back, guess what? Guess what? 25,000 Scoville units. Yeah. A little bit hotter than a Serrano pepper. Does anyone actually believe this crap? No. So we are going to put it to, we're going to put it to bed. Tone Ranger, you're correct. They are practically the same thing. However, even go by what Troy says. Troy says if you got 2 parents, you got 2 kids, they're raised in different environments. They can end up very different in many ways, right? I believe that the Primo was taken care of better, and it has slight differences. It's not as floral. Maybe it does. Maybe it's just a different kind of floralness. I found that the powder, the Primo powder, has tasted better all day long. I do not believe that Ed Curry crossed it at all. I believe it's a 7-pot Primo renamed. And this is very common. There's tons of people. Yeah, no, they're not identical. No. And you got to go back and watch my videos from the beginning. I've never once said they are the same pepper currently. And there's a possibility it could have been cross-pollinated with something else. Could have had a little Moruga scorpion there or something that just, changed it a little bit. But I still don't believe that Ed Curry has crossed 100 peppers a year for the past 15 years. We've never seen any. No one's ever had them, So where are they? Now, does he got the money to have people cross for him? Look at that. That's just some of it hidden in there. He could have people breeding for him like crazy, and he probably does at this point. Thing is, why don't we see him? Is he holding them on? Yeah, Reaper powder is hot. So check this out. David Foy, Blazing Foods. If you guys ever want to go to Blazing Foods, you can order. He's got UC Reaper powder on his site. That UC Reaper powder is 250,000 Scoville units higher than the average Reaper powder out there. Oh yeah. You can send him a message. So go to Blazing Foods website, send him an email, and ask him to see some test results. I'm sure he'll have no problem. I'm sure he'll have no problem at all sharing that stuff with you. Now, I've had both. I've had Reaper powder I bought from multiple different people, some people in the community, and I've bought some commercial. And I've also had the UC Reaper powder. And I can tell you, it's hotter. It's hotter. I put that UC Reaper powder and the Primo powder pretty close to each other. I do like the flavor of the Primo powder a little bit more though. So when I say the Primo powder is hotter, it's hotter than most of the Reaper powder out there. Bullseyes and Brewskis, what's up? I have not ranted about Ed Curry. I'm not really ranting about him. I'm just stating the facts. Yeah, we should, man. You're right. But I'm not going on daily rants about. I haven't talked about Ed Curry in a very long time. And I just had a nice Reaper. I'm burning hard off of it. And I figure I'd talk about the Reaper and the Primo for people that are new to the channel that might not know. I know one of the first memes that I ever seen in the pepper community was the Steven Crowder, with the table where he sat at the table and it has a sign and it said in this little coffee cup, and on the sign it said, "The Carolina Reaper doesn't exist. Change my mind." And I thought that was the craziest thing I ever seen. I'm like, what do they mean by that? Of course it exists. You know what? There's a lot of peppers out there that don't exist. Trust me. They're just something else renamed. I know of a bunch of them. And I know what the peppers are. And I know where people got the seeds from even to those peppers. And so, trust me, I know a lot of stuff when it comes to that. And, it's a common thing, man. People come in the pepper community, they rename something, and some people think they're going to get rich off of it, and they're not. I'm sorry. They're not Ed Curry. Ed Curry's a marketer. He's a smart man. I wouldn't trust him as far as I can throw him, but he's very intelligent, and he knows what he's doing. I mean, come on, who else could sit there and say people that do challenges are stupid and just want 15 minutes of fame, talking about a chip challenge, but not his own chip challenge, and, just get away with it, and make all kinds of excuses. I mean, he's got a cult following, I'll tell you that. Boy, his people, they're pretty hardcore. But, whatever the case may be, I'm just saying my opinion. Now, as far as did he say this, the hot ones, that the sauce was that hot? Did he lie? Of course he did. It's right on video, right? Do I know for a fact that he stole the Primo? No. That's just a story I've heard for years, and I believe it. Now, if he released even 50 of the 100 crosses that he makes a year, even 20, and he's well known in the pepper groups, and there's all these crosses, Ed Curry, or Smoking Ed's, this kind of scorpion, Smoking Ed's, blah, 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 blah. What's up, y'all? Greg, Michael in the building. If he said that, right, and he released some of these peppers, then he'd have some credibility. When it's like you have nothing to show except a pepper that looks exactly like a 7-pot Primo, people aren't going to believe you. Same thing with Pepper X. You make a red sauce, it's 91% Pepper X, on TV. You tell Chili Claus, who is confused, because he has no clue what's going on. Chili Claus is holding up a green pepper and says, and in front of him there's a red sauce. Is this unripe? Or whatever he said. And Ed Curry says, that's what it looks like when we put them in the mash. No, you didn't make that red sauce with this mustard pod. Sorry, because there's nothing else in the sauce. Unless there is something else in the sauce, and they're lying on the ingredients, that's a major federal offense. Okay? So, how do you explain a red sauce and a mustard pod? Yeah, and it could have been. I mean, there's Pepper X. When I seen the first pictures I seen of it, it looked like a gator jigsaw or a big mustard mama. And now the pepper that they're showing don't even look the same. So, but yeah, I don't believe it. Why is it the last independent test on Pepper X, it came back at 800,000 Scoville units? You see what I'm saying? Do I still work with... Oh, Johnny? Yeah, it's my boy, man. Yeah, Johnny's good people. Of course. So, I mean, my thing is... And I'm not going to keep harping on it. I brought it up because right now I just ate a Reaper. And it was freaking awesome, man. It was awesome. It didn't have a lot of floralness to it. I didn't catch any bitterness. I'm burning really good off it still. It went really good with my lunch. I love fresh pods. But I figured I'd talk about the Reaper and the Primo. There's some new people that are coming in that don't know, right? Hey, I tell you the red dye, that's right. Yeah, they could have put red dye in it, man, but it's got to be listed on the ingredients. That's the thing. Either you lied to the FDA or you're... Have I seen any of... No, I don't believe that pepper is... I don't know. There's some stories out there. The Flaming Sword renamed... I don't know. I have absolutely no clue. I know that anything is questionable or, there's possibilities of it being renamed and I see some kind of proof or whatever the case may be. I just know one thing. I won't grow it and I don't want to have anything to do with it. I got caught up in something a couple of years ago. I actually bought a box of pods from somebody, asked them what these pods were so I could review them. I reviewed them. One of them is a pepper that's been out for a long time. I mean, it's 10 years. And I grew it out, and they decided as I'm growing the damn thing, they were going to rename it, and all hell broke loose. Trust me. I cut the plant right down on video. I want nothing to do, nothing to do with renamed peppers. That's it. That's now. Don't get me wrong. If it's Carolina Reaper powder in a challenge or something, if I want to do it, I'm going to review it. But as far as all these new crosses and all shit, man, listen, everybody, this is the thing. Y'all missed your damn time. Your time, it's over. It's over. Ed Curry did all that, okay? You can't do it. You're not him. All these people, every year you get somebody new. We got the world's hottest pepper, and we got the world's hottest pepper. And that's why I say world's hottest pepper, and I mock it. I put in the title when I'm eating a habanero. Why? Because Guinness said the habanero was the hottest. They were wrong. No, then they said ghost pepper was the hottest. They were wrong. They said the Moruga scorpion. Now, landrace wise, Moruga scorpion, I don't even think it ever made it in there. No, that's what I'm saying. No, the 7-pot neither. The 7-pot Douglas, I don't think. But anyways, I think the Moruga is. I don't know how old that pepper is, but if that's true landrace pepper, that deserves more credit. Even though I don't like eating them. Yeah, Dragon's Rage. I got some right here, man. It is. I'd do a spoonful right now if I just didn't have that pepper, but I gotta watch my stomach. I am a baby when it comes to cramps. Trust me. Me and Mrs. Bulcott just went through this. But anyways, here's the thing. I'm not putting down, and I would never put down like Ed Curry's products, There was just an argument about the dual chips, and the Curry people were saying, one of them, that's just ridiculous that they seen a top competitor in the chili world eat a dual chip and get wrecked off of it. I don't believe that at all. That's ridiculous. I've ate a ton of them. Go back and watch. Is it a good beginner challenge? Yeah, I like it. Okay, but so I'm going to step forth and say, hey, I like this. It's a beginner challenge. I'm not going to sit there and bash the products. And Ed Curry makes some of my favorite sauces. Extra mean green, extra hot. It's fire. I love the flavor of it. It's a beautiful sauce. That gator sauce, even the chocolate plague, man, that stuff is top notch. So, I'm not sitting there, I'm not going to put down a whole company, put down their workers, their family, none of that stuff, man. I'm not with that. But when I say that you got a red sauce and a green pepper, and you're claiming on TV that this pepper is what made this sauce, I'm going to call you a freaking liar. It's that simple. And the people that have a problem with it, I'm going to tell you right now, the people that have a problem with it, this is what I've seen, are the biggest liars. There's some people out there that are squatting up right now as we speak, or they've been squatted up for a little while, but they're squatting up, and they're all, and these are people I've dealt with and met and have nothing to do with in the chili community at all anymore. But they are liars. They are proven liars. Okay? Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people lie, no doubt, but when you got, man, trust me, the chili community is very spicy. There's a lot of different kinds of individuals. For the most part, some good folks, man, that I really enjoy. I've met a lot of cool, Christians. I'm a Christian, and I didn't know there was, yeah, exactly, Tone Ranger. You know what? You're correct. Why is it always just shooting for the hottest? I'm going to tell you why. Let's talk about that. Here's why. Ed Curry comes in, Carolina Reaper gets famous, right? Me, as a chili head, I wasn't on Facebook, I wasn't on social media, but that's all I knew was the Reaper, right? I heard the Reaper, I bought some from the grocery store, made sushi with them. I knew about the Ghost too, but, and, it's the hype. And then the Pepper X thing, man, that's why everyone's like, if I say I got the world's hottest pepper, I can get rich like Ed Curry did. No, you can't. You're a darn liar. Chocolate plague, yeah, good one, man. That stuff's fire. It's excellent sauce. Hey, man, I met Ed Curry. We talked about some of that crap for a couple minutes, but when I talked to him, it was about his story, right? He was a drug addict and an alcoholic, and he came out of that. He claimed that Christ saved him from from all that and stuff. When I talked to Ed Curry, it was a conversation about our journeys and stuff, and it was very good, man. He was very nice to me. Um, like I said, though, there's too many inconsistencies in the story and stuff. So I don't believe that a green pepper made a red sauce. I don't believe that pepper tests that high. Sorry. And he's not releasing it now, which that's another lie. He said once he got the Guinness book, he was going to release it. Now it's, well, I'm going to make money, let my family and my workers take care of them first. No, he's just going to become richer and richer and richer off of a lie. Okay? Yeah, and I can say that. So, now, did he use the red variant to make that sauce? Possibly. Did he get the test results? That 2.67 million from the red variant of Pepper X? Possibly, because that mustard ain't testing that high. But here's the thing: if he made that red sauce from the red variant, then the test results would have came back higher. Unless it's true that 97% of capsaicin cooks out of the peppers, especially in them big steam kettles they're using and stuff. No, I don't believe it. You have to think about it, okay? I make a Scotch bonnet sauce, all right? It's got Scotch bonnet, it's got onions and all this other stuff. If that sauce with all those ingredients in it, vinegar, all of that stuff in it, onions, garlic, if that sauce, if it was true that 97% of all capsaicin was cooked out, then my Scotch bonnet sauce you wouldn't even be able to detect the heat in it at all. At all. It would be under 8,000 Scoville units. It'd be milder than a jalapeno, okay? So I know it's not true. I'm a sauce maker. Right? Yes. Yeah, you got me on that one. 99.6452%. I love it. Yeah. I mean, I'm serious, man. That's right, Michael. And Michael's always been, and I respect that, man. Michael's always been respectful of, you know. If you guys ain't checked out the Idiot Files, go check out his channel. He don't get offended by when we talk about Christian stuff, you know. He knows we're gonna try to preach the gospel to him. We'll drive him nuts a little bit, but he don't get offended by it. And I respect that. Yeah, that's right, Home Ranger. Yeah, some of it'll escape with the steam, right? But that whole thing. Now, I'm not going to do this science experiment just as a rebuke to Ed Curry, okay? It's nothing against him. His scientist at his lab, that same lab that tested the Pepper X that he got the Guinness off, Winthrop, they made that video with. He's in it. It's 2 parts, but. They made that video trying to justify why the experience is only 60,000 Scoville units. Okay, now check this out. It's not just that. I had somebody that is very respected in the community. What's up, Jeremy? That had pointed out to me, they had told me about an article and they believed it to be true, that was written by somebody a while back that's I don't know if he was like some kind of like I don't know the word, ologist of some sort. That there was an article written where a guy said that when you cook hot sauce, 80% of the capsaicin it cooks off. And I also told him I don't believe that because I make sauce. And so he sent me the article, and then the article resurfaced after Ed Curry's video. Where they said, I don't remember what it was like 87% or 80, something like that. I don't believe it's 80%. I don't believe it's 87. I don't believe it's 94 or 97%, which by the test standard, whatever it was, 94, 97% from Ed Curry sauce. Nope. Do not believe it for a second. Trust me, man, I've made stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, listen, one time I had made some like Reaper mash, and that's what it was. It was mash. It's basically like experience. It's just a mash. It's literally like 9% vinegar and the rest peppers. I have made that stuff before. Now, I don't like making that because it's got a lot. I don't like the flavor. It's got a lot of bitter notes to it and stuff. I like to cook, fire roast, or ferment things with other peppers to take the bitter notes down. So whatever the case may be, I've made stuff before that was the same as that, and I'm telling you right now, it will burn your face off. There ain't no way I had stuffed peppers that are, they were 1,000,000 Scoville units, and they were magically, after being cooked, they were magically, 30,000. 30,000? No, man. Maybe from the other ingredients, you take off that, the vinegar, right? You take off that, and you can also take off weight by cook weight. If you, no, you don't even have, you have to do that, man. All I'm going to do is I'm going to cook it down with 9% vinegar, a bunch of Carolina Reapers. I'm going to send that powder. It's going to be back into a powder form. I'm going to send, that's how they do it. I'm going to send it off, or they freeze dry it, I'm going to send that off, and I'm going to have it tested. I'm probably going to go with Southwest Biolabs, or I go to Eurofins, or maybe both if I have the money to do 2 tests. Send them out. Send a couple of chili heads, a little chunk of dehydrated. It's going to be so damn bitter, but send it to a couple chili heads, and I want you to put this in your mouth, and I want you to let it sit there and rehydrate and eat it. And they're going to get freaking wrecked off it. No, I don't sell pepper seeds. I mean, I know Jimmy Pickles don't have all like the stuff he used to have, so I've always bought my seeds from. All right, Eccentric, I got you. I bought my seeds from either Refine and Fire Chilies or jppepperseeds.com, but JP Pepper Seeds, I don't think his website's up, and I don't think he has any Super Hots or anything like that right now available. Those two guys, Jim and Jim, have isolated seeds, and they've always had, everything I've got from them has always had great germination rates. So Refine and Fire Chilies, if you want isolated, and I don't know, there might be some other isolated dealers out there that I don't know about. I've also bought seeds from White Hot Peppers. They are not, he has a couple isolated, but they're not, most of them are not isolated, but they all grew true, and they all had excellent germination rates. So Refine and Fire Chilies, whiteHotPeppers.com, which is Justin White, and I don't have any other seed vendors that I can say that I've dealt with. I've had some seeds I've kept for myself. I've had some seeds that didn't germinate at all. Pucker Butt Pepper Company, no, 0%, 6 different types, 6 varieties, 0% germination rate. So I would never buy from Pucker Butt again, not seeds. So basically that's it, man. I just wanted to come on here and talk about the Reaper, the Primo. I don't have no ill will about it. I don't care, man. I don't have a dog in the fight, but I am gonna voice my opinion, and I want my new viewers that may not know these things. I want to explain it to them to the best of my ability, because it wasn't explained to me well. I came in and it was like, Carolina Reaper doesn't exist. I'm like, what the hell? That doesn't even make sense. It took me a year before I figured out what they were saying. And that's, and to an extent, man, you have to look at it. It's like me with my Pepper Z, Pepper Z. Here it is. Pepper Z. What's that? Uncle Bullcock. That looks like a jalapeno. Don't call it a jalapeno. I identify it as Pepper Z. People think I was freaking nuts, right? But that's a real thing, man. You rename something that's not yours to try to get rich, and it is common. You are going to see it in the pepper community so much. I'm telling you, I came into it and I was reviewing all these what I thought were exotic peppers from people and stuff that they crossed. I deleted a lot of those videos. They're not up anymore, man. And I literally took those videos down because once I found out the truth, this was stolen and renamed. I didn't want anything to do with it. Yeah, but you know me, man. I love everybody. All right, y'all. Kevin, what's good? I'm going to get going. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you haven't done so, smash that like button. Give it the big thumbs up right about now.